Alright, and you're now with the Forerunner Chronicles. Right now, I'm in Flint, Michigan, at my friend's store over here. His store is called This Place Sucks, right?
Yeah.
And he invited me out here to speak at a rap concert. Unfortunately, the rap concert got shut down. But he really has some super important information to share with us on chipping. Now, I like this guy because in his store, he passes out real important information like this book called The Mark of the Beast. And another book over here called The Law of Liberty. And it's all the information that I like to talk about on YouTube. So really nice to have somebody like you on the air with me right now. So can you tell the people a little bit about chipping once again?
Well, chipping is where all the information is written down on a database. All the vital stuff like your retina scan and your voice. Because now cell phones can recognize who you are and cameras can pick it up with your eyes.
Wow.
So basically, you just become a number.
Become a number. Now, how did you come aware of the Masons doing the chip?
I went to a fair and they were chipping everybody at the fair. The Masons were sponsoring it, and they said child identification program, but actually it's just they're just trying to chip everybody, moms, kids, and anybody.
Now, what type of fear was this? Was it a Mason fear? Was it, say, get chipped fear?
No, it was talking about basically it was sounding like health foods and a whole bunch of different stuff, but it was sponsored by the Masons.
It was sponsored by the Masons.
Right,
so the Masons sponsored a fair.
The whole thing. They were giving away free food and free money.
So they sponsored the fair to pull people in to chip them.
Yeah.
And you were telling me something like they were giving out free money at the fair or something like that?
They give you a $5 certificate with every time you got chipped, and they really give you more than $5. But
so if you get chipped, they give you some money to go eat.
Yeah, and with that, yeah, exactly.
So they feed you after they chip you. Oh wow, how do they chump it? Wow, that's amazing. So they say, come get chipped and we'll stuff your face.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. What else is there? You were telling me something else that I thought that was really interesting. You said you were talking to a 33rd degree Mason.
I was talking to the guy,
right?
The guy that was running around, you know. I told him, hey, my grandpa's a 33rd. He talks to me about everything. And I really like the idea how we got to get rid of the people. There's so many people on the planet and world order. And he really opened up for a minute until he seen that I was videotaping. Long story short is...
What did he say? Wait a second. Don't go past that. What did he say when he opened up to you? What did he start talking about?
He says, I love the idea. He's telling me that we need so much less people in the world, that we're not making it. We're talking about how we're consuming up all the vital resources. There's only supposed to be 500 million.
Wait a second, let me stop. You're going fast. So he said there's supposed to be a lot less people in the world, that the majority of, so many people are consuming up all the resources, and there's only supposed to be 500 million people in the world.
Right.
That's what a 33rd degree Mason said. Wow. Keep on going.
Well, and then when I was talking about the chipping, you know, he kind of laughed it off, thinking that, you know, acting, well, he knew that I knew what he was doing.
Right.
So it's basically, it's kind of like a joke. But when I saw people coming up and getting chipped, they were just signing waivers saying that it was okay for them to keep the information on file.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
And aside from that,
how did they do the process? You said something about the eyes.
People would sit down,
right,
and they would look at the eye.
So they do a
camera.
retina scan? Okay.
Yeah, they do a retina scan, and then they write down a lot of information, the height of the child, and then basically the colors and the skin and stuff like that.
What about the voice? You said something about the voice.
Yeah, you're talking to a microphone, they have you say different things, and then they give you back a CD and they keep.
So they record your voice, they scan your eye with the camera, and then they have you fill out a whole lot of forms giving like height, weight information, things like that. Because I saw that like on the video that we're showing on this clip. He was saying something about eradicating people too, like killing people.
Yeah, he was just saying that, you know how we had to get rid of so much of the population.
How many people? Yeah, he gave us a statistic. What was the statistic?
It was 4 to 1.
So every 4.
Out of 5, 4 got to go.
So out of every 5 people, 4 got to go.
Yeah.
That means you. Go ahead.
And it was just, well, as soon as he seen that I had a camera on me, he basically just shut up and he walked away. And after that, it was just, I just kind of followed around the fair a little bit. People were watching me. And aside from that, I just kind of watched from a distance. There was a long clip, and I don't know, I personally believe that the devil really doesn't want stuff to get out. I believe in that.
Definitely.
And about 5 minutes of that clip was just erased. So
yeah, that's what it is, man. Thanks a lot, man. Definitely. Now, we are completely aware of the fact that there are many of you who have just viewed this video that are completely unfamiliar with the subject matter of Freemasons or even secret societies for that matter. Now, unto you and everybody else that is watching, I have a question that I would like to present to you, and I implore you to ask yourself this question carefully. The question is why? Why have the Freemasons, which are a secret society, taken it upon themselves to gather such important, sensitive, and personal data on your children and your family for that matter? We're not talking about the police station. Neither are we talking about your local fire department or even your public school system for that matter. We are talking about a secret society by the name of Freemasons that are gathering retina scans, voice recognition information, and fingerprints on your children. Why? It behooves you to ask yourself this question carefully. You need to search out this truth before this truth searches you out. Now, I know there are many out there who are saying, well, aren't the Masons a benevolent organization, and it's not wise just because they're a secret society to place a black cloud around everything that you don't know or understand. And I agree with you. I don't think it's wise to place a black cloud around everything that I do not see or do not realize. But I also know that it is not wise to just accept and digest anything that is forcefully fed to you. That is ignorance. The person who has an iota of intellect will begin to search out the truth on this matter. Why should you be fearful? The same reason that JFK was fearful. The same reason that JFK went down to Houston on September 12, 1960 and ensured the nation that he would not follow the dictates of the Pope or any other religious leader for that matter. The same reason in 1961 on April 27th, JFK made a speech warning of secret societies and the Jesuit order. And it's those same reasons that got him a bullet in the face. Why should you be fearful? The same reasons that President Abraham Lincoln spoke about the Jesuit order and the evils of secret societies, which also gained him a bullet in the head. Why am I talking about the Jesuit order, you may ask? Because they're connected to the Catholic Church. And if you didn't know, the Freemasons are a secret order that have grown up from another knight order, or rather from another order that was established by the Catholic Church called the Knights of Templar. Search that out. That's right. Brothers and sisters, we have been warned that secret societies and labor unions are an intricate part of Satan's plan to bring about Sunday legislation and to hurl God's commandment-keeping people into a time of trouble such as never was, spoken of in the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1. And it will be these organizations gathering data such as this. They will use it against us so that we will not be able to buy or sell unless we succumb to the worship that is established by the papacy in keeping Sunday sacred, or out of desperation to maintain your economic status and to secure a place on the breadline, you will give in to this worship system that will be established wholly against God's 10 commandments. And whether you like it or not, and whether you want to believe it or not, one day soon, you will find out that the truth is the truth.
This is the Rebel Call channel. Welcome to today's show. Suddenly, conveniently, our government officials are doing their best to stop human trafficking. Suddenly, they care about the issue of human trafficking. Of course, we know that the government couldn't care less about human trafficking because the reason that human trafficking occurs and nobody gets arrested and so many children go missing is, of course, because the government is fully responsible for all of the trafficking. All these agencies that exist are fronts, of course, for human trafficking and drug trafficking. And human trafficking, which is what they're calling it now, is nothing really more than child trafficking. And that's because satanic ritual abuse is the foundation of our government. That's what they partake in. That's what they practice. And you won't believe this story, but I guess some of you will. In Tennessee, and these are stories we need to monitor, what states are coming out and starting to push this stuff, because, of course, we know they're going to normalize this with both conservatives and Democrats. And Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee is rolling out the Child ID program. And for those of you who have maybe seen a channel that sounds a lot like mine over the years, you might remember who's responsible for the Child ID program, the National Child Identification Program. And it's none other than the Freemasons. But of course, I'll show you that after the fact here. I'll show you what they're airing in Tennessee to make people think that these conservatives are caring about finding your children, but all they really want is your children's DNA. I've warned about this, I've talked about this, and this actually lines up specifically with the video I just put up over on the website about the cancer magic potion that they're rolling out and how it's going to be specifically coded to each individual. You may have seen some movies in the past, like the James Bond movie, which correlated a lot with DNA and being able to target specific people using DNA. But you may have also noticed that everybody's so interested all of a sudden in finding out who their long-lost relatives are and don't even realize they're willingly giving their DNA to the government by submitting their DNA to places like Ancestry.com, which are all government-owned and government-controlled. And this is another tactic to get your children's DNA. Because again, it's about getting a certain something, nanotech, inside of you, and also at the same time, having your DNA. This is what they're talking about in Tennessee, of course. Instead of mentioning Freemasonry, who are the ones who created the National Child ID program, they're actually calling and saying that the NFL is the one who's helping out. And what's really the difference? The NFL was set up by Freemasons. For anybody out there that doesn't know, I have videos on the website about that as well. Walter Camp, Amos, these other guys who were really the pioneers of creating the NFL, were all members of Skull and Bones and Freemasons, because they all are. And that's how these things become big and prominent. But let's start with what they're rolling out in Tennessee, trying to tell you that they care about your kids. But again, at the end of the day, all of these secret societies are the ones responsible for your children going missing. You couldn't go missing if you tried in today's world, with the amount of cameras on every street corner, with the phones and the cell towers pinging every cell phone. You couldn't go missing if you wanted to. Trust me, I'd like to go missing myself sometimes, okay? We all know that they could find you wherever they want to find you. But conveniently, they can just never find these children. And thousands go missing a day and aren't accounted for because they're underground. And the underground tunnels and the underground cities that the government has created with our tax money. But they're going to pretend like they care about your kids. Just, of course, give them your DNA.
This morning, the TBI, Metro Police, and United States Senator Marsha Blackburn are working together to combat what they're calling the missing children crisis. Peyton Kennedy is live at Nissan Stadium now, where their conference just happened. Peyton.
Yeah, and they also work together with a law enforcement organization called Noble, as well as the NFL alumni base that is here locally. They're talking about these National Child ID Program kits. They will be distributing about 85,000 of these throughout the state of Tennessee. And essentially what it is a chance for parents to gather their child's DNA and fingerprints so they have it on record in case of an unfortunate missing person situation. They talked about the prominence of this, the statistics. About 350,000 kids each year go missing. That's about 1,000 kids per day. Some of the NFL alumni who spoke today noted that this kit is just an extra layer of protection for those families.
As players, we go out there with pads on. We have helmets, shoulder pads, and you see all the stuff that players, well, do we expect to get hurt? No. Do we want to get hurt? No. But if we for some reason we happen to get hurt, it won't be as bad. It's the same thing with this kid. You don't want your kid, we don't want anyone to be abducted. We don't want anyone to be hurt. We don't want anyone to have to go through that. But for some reason, something bad happens. we have some padding.
Senator Marsha Blackburn also talked about a few pieces of legislation she's working on, including the Report Act. So this makes changes to the federal rules of reporting crimes that involve online sexual exploitation of children. This passed unanimously in the Senate, and she tells me that it will be heading to the president next week for signature.
The kit holds children's fingerprints and other identifying information to be given to law enforcement in case of an emergency. It's something Hubbard thinks is crucial to bring missing children home.
That's right. Now, 85,000 of these kits will be distributed to Tennessee families this fall. It's basically a prevention tool where you could that parent could collect your child's fingerprint as well as saliva in the event they ever go missing. That way you could take this kit, bring it to law enforcement, and speed up that investigation process. So let me show you how it works. You basically grab this activation solution, you open it up, you put your thumb right on the inkless solution. You then put your thumb, dab it right here. And then this part is where you're going to put your lips on it, and that way that will collect your saliva.
So it shows you how sick this is, right? I mean, it's really sick. It's really twisted. But they play onto people's heartstrings. These people do not understand about DNA. They do not understand about how they're trying to alter your genetic code. They just don't get it. Even people who think that they're awake are not understanding this. And they think that something like this is going to prevent their child from going missing. Like, hey, your neighbor could get your kids. Just give your DNA out of your child. Don't be suspicious at all about that. It's really important you get your DNA of your child out, because suddenly they'll be able to find and make sure your child never goes missing again. Of course, like I said earlier, you saw the pamphlets in that clip. Okay, these are the same exact pamphlets. They're using the same exact logo that the Freemasons use. The only thing that's different is that they've removed the Freemason logo from this government program because they don't want you to realize that the government is run and controlled. Well, everybody in the government, left and right, are Freemasons. They're either Eastern Star or they're Freemasons. They're members of secret societies, some way higher up. They go through Skull and Bones, etc. But the foundation is Freemasonry. Okay, and they're the ones responsible. Their motto is order out of chaos. You're seeing it unfold right now in your day-to-day life. But does that program look a lot like this program? Here are the clips, which are very hard to find now. But thankfully, I got them saved, of the child ID program. These are over the last 10, 15 years that they've been airing on local affiliates, trying to get your kids' DNA.
My particular lodge got involved with the child ID program about 5 years ago. Before that, we were just a lodge that did ritual, and we wanted to get out into the community. And so a number of us contacted Grand Lodge, Chris Siebenmark, and we started out with a elementary school in the area, and it was sort of successful. But then after that, we started, brainstorming, and we got into, like today, we're doing an air show here. And at this particular air show, we've done up to 300 children in 2 days. We all wanted to be Masons, but we also wanted something more than just the Masonry. So we wanted to, again, get out into the community and try and help people out. And we partnered with the Phoenix Lodge to get members from their lodge and our lodge together to help staff an event like this. So we've become very close with the Phoenix Lodge.
As being a Mason, I just came in and decided that I wanted to help do something, so we promoted the Child ID. It's a free program for children. We really enjoy our children and we want to keep them safe. I've been a Mason for 15 years, and I'm trying to give back to the community. We're just trying to do a good job and help save a child.
Now, on other occasions, we've needed additional help. Our members were not available, so we brought in the D-Malay and the Rainbow Girls as well to help us do these events. And it's a great partnership because for us, we can staff the event, and for the D-Malay and for the Rainbow Girls, it gives them some community service. So it's just been really, really awesome.
I'm a pediatric nurse, and to me it's very valuable to see that our children are protected. Tomorrow we'll have a whole group of the youth that will be here. Even though we're not from the Plymouth Rock Lodge, we're supporting them because they don't have a youth group of their own. So it's some role modeling of what the Masons do and role models for the kids about what they can do and how they can be involved in the community.
I didn't know this existed before coming to the program tonight. It just seemed like a good idea to have record of my kid and information on file somewhere, so that way if anything ever happened to him or if anybody ever took him, then there'd be a better way of finding him.
The reason I'm interested in the Child ID program is because it just makes it easier, just in case, say, you do turn around and all of a sudden your child runs off. We've all had it happen. And it just makes it easier for you to find them without having so much stress and worry.
The information that the Masons get, I mean, it's just vital. It's great information. It's a lot of information. I mean, if you go on vacation and your child gets lost, you have that information with you. That's something you can give to the police. Somebody can be getting that information off of that CD about your child. You're looking for your child. Other police officers are looking for your child. More people who are out looking, the greater chance you have of finding, or a quicker chance of finding your child.
Tonight's What's Working? There is a program in place to create identification kits for children. These kits can be used by law enforcement if a child is reported missing. And the program is run all by volunteers. News 5's Devin Walsh caught up with them as they were working with children at a summer safety camp at Spring Hill College.
We're going to place it on here, and you watch the screen, and it's going to jump up there. See?
The Grand Lodge of Alabama's Child Identification Program is in full swing at this urban survival camp at Spring Hill College.
But we got your paperwork. How you doing today?
These volunteers are putting together an identification pack for each child.
Look at this as an insurance policy, and we hope that they never get used, but in the event that your child ever does go missing, we think you'll be very glad that you have this information available.
Mike Griffon runs the program in Lower Alabama. He says technology changes mean fingerprinting is done digitally instead of using ink.
Now we're going to get a picture of you.
They also take pictures of each child and record a video.
We print out a form like this, which has the fingerprints and photographs and a couple of ID cards on the bottom of it. It all also goes on here, along with the video and the voice recording.
Volunteers say this puts vital information all in one place for parents if a child ever goes missing.
When you get upset when your child is missing, you can't always remember everything. So they can go somewhere and pull all of this information out and give it to the authorities, and they have that information just like that.
Having it is a consolation for the parent, and it's reassurance that if something happens, that they can help and not just have to worry.
What's so beneficial about this information is that once you hand it over to law enforcement, if your child is missing, they can enter it into the Amber Alert system immediately because it has all the characteristics about your child in one place.
But if they go to their sock drawer and sweep their hand through the sock drawer, they're going to find that envelope, and they can just hand that envelope to law enforcement and say, here, it's all in here. Fingerprints, photos, voice prints, the works. It's all in there.
It takes dedicated volunteers to run the program, but they say if it helps just one family, their efforts are worth it. For What's Working, I'm Devin Walsh.
All right, so parents here in Connecticut are now able to track their children with this new CT chip, it's called.
Yeah, the Connecticut Freemasons are bringing this program to communities around the state, also to Barbarino Nissan. It's happening on Saturday. And joining us today from Barbarino Nissan is the executive manager, Brittany Barbarino, with CT Chip volunteer, April Mercure, and Frank Mangero. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Brittany, let's start with you. Why did you guys decide to have an event like this?
It's a great event. It's free for parents, and it gives you a kit where it lets you identify your child if something were to happen to them, and it saves hours for police work, and it's really, really important.
And how did the Freemasons become involved in this and sort of...
Well, actually, the Massachusetts Freemasons were doing this, and in 2003 we brought it to the state of Connecticut. And it was a very archaic system then, recording on VHS tapes, and it's evolved to be on DVDs, and now it's on a flash drive. And we have this little flash drive that has the information, height, weight, hair color, eye color, and then we also do dental imprints, DNA swab, and which is also a scent sample, pictures, and a video of the child. So if your child becomes missing, you can give this pack to the police, and within an hour or so they could have an alert out there with all the pertinent identifying information.
Wow, this is crucial. I mean, why wouldn't parents everywhere do this? It's
Right.
so important to have on hand.
It's a really good program.
You would be amazed how many parents are apprehensive, and it's like, what do you have to lose?
Right.
You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. It's very remarkable.
And what's been your experience with the program, April? What have you seen from it?
I've been thrown into doing most of the dental, so I'm sticking my fingers in their mouths.
Yeah. You're like, I'm glad I got tasked with that one.
Yeah, but I'm sure parents are so happy once they go through this and to have this handy.
Absolutely, and the kids are apprehensive too, but then once they do it, they're like, can I do it again? Can I get the fingerprints done again? I'm like...
Yeah, it's a free program. It's free for the parents. You know, we volunteer our time, the Freemasons in Connecticut. There are 9 districts. We have 9 different setups in Connecticut. And so at any given time on any weekend, there could be a number of CHIP events going on throughout the state.
Yeah, well, it's great that you've been able to partner up with Barberino Nissan, and it's great that you're able to serve the community in this way. And we have all the information right here, all the details, so please go to that event, support them. It's all going down this Saturday, April 13th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we want to thank...
And maybe get a car while you're there.
Absolutely.
Right?
Why not?
The new Nissans are beautiful.
Well, there you go. It's a win-win for everyone. Thank you all for being here and for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. More style coming up after the break.
So again, it's an orchestrated effort to get DNA. It's been an orchestrated effort, and they've used a lot of different means to get it. What are the means that they've used? Well, they've, for starters, convinced you because of these shows that they've rolled out, which is just hilarious to me that people actually fall for this, right? We see conservatives fall for this stuff. Oh, I love that show. The Ancestry Show, Roots. Oh, yeah. Oh, as if the celebrities don't know that they're all related to one another, right? And the whole reason for the show being out there and celebrities willingly going on the show, even though they all know who they're related to, is so they can convince you that you may find out that you're related to somebody from history, right? But really what they're trying to do is get you to send a sample of your DNA to the government. And that's the only reason. Ancestry, and what are some of the other ones? 24 and 23andMe, a bunch of these other ones. The only reason they exist is to try their best to get you to willingly send and submit your DNA to them. And now they're using the Freemasonic tactic here to lure people into sending their DNA, thinking that it has something to do with making sure kids don't go missing and kids don't get abducted, right? This has been going on for a long time. The government doesn't suddenly care about your kids going missing because your government's responsible for your kids going missing, right? They've even had to peddle stuff out in the past, some of the articles that I've covered. Why are Freemasons collecting your kids' DNA? Oh, because they're such great people. You know, these people who have, all of this Egyptian literature that talks about ancient Babylonian texts that all kind of goes back to devil worship because, of course, it's revealed that Lucifer is God to these people. And, of course, in the Old Testament, we learn very quickly about Baal worship and sacrificing children. So if you connect the dots, it's really easy to see where these kids are going and who's responsible, the people who worship Lucifer. But again, they want you to think that they don't worship Lucifer. In fact, they don't want you to think about Freemasonry at all. And you never hear the alt-right ever talk about Freemasonry, ever, right? When I talk about these fake alt-right conservatives that are out there who are trying to peddle the left-right paradigm to you, you've never heard them talk about Freemasonry. They never expose secret societies, ever, because that's the one thing they will not expose, and they will not really expose the origins of the trafficking. But they realize that they can get a lot of people, play on their emotional heartstrings by talking about these events with children and then making you think that they're just buying and selling kids so they can make Nike sneakers. And they never go into the origins about satanic ritual abuse. They might touch on it a little bit. But let's be realistic here. They will never go into detail about Freemasonry. They'll never go into detail about Eastern Star. They certainly the only person I can recall in the last 20 years who's no longer on YouTube, but now is back on YouTube under another alias, who actually talks about the child programs, the DMLA, Job's Daughters, Rainbow Girls. These are children organizations that children are recruited in, and they're mentored by Freemasons and Eastern Star witches. They start teaching them the occult. They start grooming them openly. This is happening in our towns. They're grooming children to become Masons, to become Eastern Star witches. Their logos speak for themselves. I mean, the Eastern Star logo, which is the female version, is literally an upside-down pentagram, okay? You can put it right next to the logo for the Satanic Temple. It's the same thing. Oh, right, but none of them worship Satan, right? And they go after your children. They groom your children. They don't want you to know this stuff. That's why nobody ever talks about it. It's why you're removed for talking about it. but I don't really care. I'll talk about it over and over and over again. This right here is confirmation to a lot of things I've been talking about over the years. This is a Freemasonic program. Of course, the Freemasons are the government. They work with the government. They're all in the government, so let's be real. But look, the government's openly coming out in a conservative state, rolling out the National Child ID program, trying to trick people out there into thinking that, oh, well, we care about the kids in the NFL. Of course, they're rubbing shoulders with another Masonic organization, the NFL, right, who's connected fully to Freemasonry. It's filled with Freemasonic numerology, the 33-yard field goal, etc., for the extra point, all deliberate things they put in there. I've covered it many times in the past. Of course, we know about the halftime shows and everything else. But you can see all, if you go through all the Masonic chip organizations, right? The chip, they call it, Child Identification Program, Missouri, Florida. You see the Masons talking about it, bragging about it, because they play the role in your town that they come out during the parades, they come out during town events, they sit there. I'm sure you've seen them at your town. You probably didn't even notice them. Now, maybe if you're new to this, you will. They sit there with their little hats on. They sit there with their little donation cup, and they pretend like they care about children. They pretend they care about community, and they don't. It's a front. If you were the devil, if you were somebody who was, doing these types of acts, well, how else were you going to get away with it unless you do the opposite out in public? You pretend that you're signing up and you're doing children's hospital events, you're doing charitable events for your town. Well, how else do you think the devil is going to get away with it in plain sight? You think they're going to sit out there and be like, yeah, we abduct kids, yeah, we do all this stuff with kids? Of course not. Why? Because, well, the same thing would happen to them that's happened in the past. The civilians would rise up against them and stop them. But unfortunately, everybody believes this stuff. It's amazing what we've gotten to, the level of discernment, where all it takes is somebody to say they're a Christian or to say they get baptized or to say that they're a truther, and everybody believes it. They take them at their word. Nobody looks at the fruits of these people. Nobody looks at the stuff that they're saying. Nobody looks at the back talk. Nobody looks at the signs and symbols. They reveal themselves to us every single day. So the government does not suddenly care about identifying lost children. But what they do care about is your DNA. And they will do everything in their power to make sure they have your DNA on file. And they'll continue to do that. But specifically, they want to come after your children's DNA, which is what the Masons have been trying to do. And this is the same exact program. It's the same exact name. It's the same exact logo. The only thing missing is that when they show you their pamphlet for this program, they've removed the Freemason logo from it and replaced it with the NFL's logo. And if you're dumb enough to fall for this stuff and you don't realize what's going on, well, I guess you're just somebody who gets duped over and over and over again. But I hope the people who listen to my channel aren't the type of people to get duped. Most of you have heard me cover this many times. Nobody's really here anymore who has heard those videos in the past. They are available on the website, but I tried to give you a little bit of a clip there of some of the clips I've used in the past, which you can't find anymore because they don't want you to realize that this group of people is involved in every facet of government. Okay, Republican and Democrat. And that's why the Republicans are calling on this program. And they're not the only state. Virginia has also been talking about this. But you need to remember, they want your DNA. They want your DNA and they want something inside your body. They both go hand in hand with each other. They need to do both. I thank everybody for being here. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families as always.
I had arrived, but what had happened in that period of time had changed my life forever. Still sick in my heart, I changed clothes without a word to anyone. The others asked me what was wrong. I couldn't reply. They reminded me of that I had acted as wise masters so many times before, that I was known for my smooth performance, and they asked what had gone wrong. I was choking on the awful reality of what we had said and done, the way we had blasphemed the Lord, and the evil black mockery we had made of his pure and selfless death. With weeping welling up within me, I could only shake my head in silence and walk out. Mike was waiting for me at the door, expecting to get a ride home, and he asked, "What's the matter, Jim? Are you sick?" Finally able to speak, I quietly replied, "No, Mike."
The following program has been rated TVG, general audiences. Most parents would find this program suitable for all ages.
Fran Foster of Pawtucket Lodge in East Bridgewater. Welcome to our program. Today we're going to be talking with Worshipper Rick Austin. He's a past master of Puritan Lodge, and he is the Grand Lodge Awareness Chairman for Grand Lodge. And we're going to be talking about community service. Now, a lot of you don't realize what Masons do for the community. We have blood drives, 4 times a year, but there's most every month there's a blood drive going on somewhere in the area. And how many pints of blood does the...
About 16,000
in a year. In a year.
Massachusetts Masons donate to the Red Cross.
That's quite a figure.
Sure enough, it is.
All right, that's one of the things that we do as a community service. One of the other things that we do is every Sunday, one of the lodges in of the 8 lodges in the district goes up to the VA hospital in Brockton and escorts patients to chapel service. This coming Easter Sunday, it's going to be Pawtucket's turn. So we do that as a service to our veterans. And one of the other important things that is going to be coming up very soon in the Brockton area is the CHIP program. Now, CHIP stands for Child Identification. It's where we go up and we take a video, for 4 or 5 minutes, of a child to capture his facial characteristics and voice characteristics. We take the fingerprints of the child, and this package is then given to the parent totally free of charge.
Correct.
Now, what is the purpose of this? Well, how did it start?
The child identification program began in another state. I can't tell you where and how many years ago, but Grand Lodge of Massachusetts adopted it approximately a year and a half ago. What they decided to do is, you know, you and I know from being a Mason how much good we do. What a lot of people don't realize is that Masons in whole throughout the world donate $2 million a day to a charity. I think everybody has heard of the Shrines Burns Institute, and that's, you know, everybody thinks of a Shriner. But what people don't realize is that you have to be a Mason before you can be a Shriner, and it is part of the Masonic family. So Grand Lodge thought that there should be more public awareness of Masonry and the good that we do throughout our communities. So they adopted this program, like I said, 18 months ago, and it is a program in which we go out completely free. We have raised our own money, the local lodges. There happen to be in this district 8 lodges. And between money donated from them and businesses, we come up with the money for the tapes. We have a parent bring their children to a designated location. In this case, it's going to be the Westgate Mall. We get permission from the parent. The parent is right with the child at all times. We then put them in front of a camera and we videotape them. And it's about a 4-minute interview process. And the questions that we have come up with have been questions that the state police have asked us to ask, psychologists, questions for older kids. Where would they digress to? Would they go to a mall? What kind of movies do they like? What kind of food do they like? But we're more, as you said earlier, looking for mannerisms of the child. We can see the color of their hair, you know, the color of their eyes. We then give this tape back to the parent with the fingerprint kit. So in the unfortunate circumstances that the child is abducted, that they can turn this over to the police. Now, our intent is to do this on a yearly basis. So the parent can bring the tape back and we can do another 4-minute interview and try to follow the child up from age 0 to 18 years of age.
Well, it's designed for ages 2 to 18, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's really even infants. The last one that we ran, which was in August, we ran 2 days at the Westgate Mall. We did 860 children, ranging anywhere from 2 days old to 18 years of age. We actually had 2 kids 2 days old. And what we do with the younger people, the younger children, is they will just sit in the parent's lap, and we will ask the parent the question, and really from infant to 2, that's how we have to do it. But again, we get the mannerisms of the child. We see their head and everything. And what's more important, as you said earlier, is it is 100% free. Even if someone tried to give us $2, $3, we would not accept it. We would give it right back to them. This is something that we want to do for our communities. It's unfortunate that we have to do it, but in this day and age, it's something that's being done.
Now, it should be emphasized that you don't have to be a Mason to partake in this. Anybody in Massachusetts with children can come and take part in it.
Correct. What we've done with this one is we've actually tied ourselves heavily in with the school. There are 8 lodges in our district. We have Brockton, Hanson, Whitman, East Bridgewater, Abington, and Bridgewater. And there are actually 3 lodges in Brockton. So there are 8 lodges in total in this district. We have gone to all the school systems in those districts, and we have asked if they would send a copy of a poster home with the children. That is going home this week as we speak. They're all out. And we have over 35,000 posters out. We have also posted this in church bulletins, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. You know, our intent is we will not turn anybody away. We will stay open as long as we have to, and our whole intent is to do as many children as we can in this 4-day period.
Now, this is the April vacation, the school vacation, April 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Correct.
26th is from 11 to 6.
Correct.
And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are from 9 in the morning until 9 at night.
Correct. And also, we've been very fortunate that the Westgate Mall has supported us, and they are donating the space and everything, but they are also running like a small kids fair during this. It's all focused around what we're doing, but they'll have a puppet show and probably a magician there Thursday and Friday. We're also, we've got some of the shrine clowns coming down to keep the kids busy. So there's going to be other activities. The other thing I would like to stress is that it is not a time-consuming thing. From the point that you, come in and register to the point that you're out of there is hopefully less than 10 minutes. If we don't have anybody there, it definitely is less than 10 minutes. But the last time, as we saw, the crowds started, and but it's really a 4-minute interview process, and so from the point that we take the app to there, it should be 10 minutes that they're out of there.
Very good. So that's one of the things, one of the important things that we're doing for the community. And, Masonry has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. They have recorded instances of large doings way back in 900 A.D.
Correct.
So we're an ancient society.
Correct. 50,000 strong in Massachusetts at this point. 5 million throughout the world. It's a very strong organization based on the basis is that, we have morals, we believe in a supreme being, and that's basically it. A lot of people think there are a lot of secrets in Masonry, but there aren't any.
There are no secrets.
You can go to any library, you look at any Masonic building, they're well marked. Masonic jewelry, you have some on, I have some on. It basically, Masonry focuses to try to make all of us better people. And like I say, I think it's just these people that are trying to get out and help in their communities. Now, I know here in Whitman, we've adopted an island. We're cleaning up an island, planting flowers, items like that. We've sponsored a soccer team. There are many things, and every lodge is doing something different in their own community. And I would also like to say, when I said that $2 million a day is being given to charities, that $2 million is something we can document, but that doesn't take into consideration items like this CHIP program that will be costing us $3,000 to $4,000 to run. That isn't even in that $2 million number a day.
Right.
So I don't think people actually realize what Masonry does for the communities, and this is what we're trying to do is to get it out a little better.
Too many years, Masonry has been the secret society. Well, it's time to start telling people who we are and what we do. This is the main purpose of the programs that I've been putting on, to tell the public who we are and what we do. The principal tenets of our society are friendship, relief, and brotherly love. And the lessons that are taught in our lectures, in our degrees, they are beautiful lessons, beautiful stories, and it points to a better way of life.
Correct. And I think we're both very proud of it.
Yes, I am extremely proud.
Correct.
There you see a picture of the square and compasses. Each of those instruments, the architect's instruments, has a meaning to Masons. It is explained beautifully in the degrees. Now, this CHIP program, other people have been doing CHIP around the area. How does ours differ from theirs?
Well, I don't think other people do a CHIP we call it CHIP, a Child Identification Program. What they're doing is they're taking a snapshot of a child and putting it in a little sleeve, and they're fingerprinting them, and then the parents take that home. What we're doing, and I think it's the first that I have heard of in Massachusetts at this point, is we're actually videotaping the child. So again, what the psychologists and the state police and the local police have said, that they like to see the mannerisms of the child. See, how they move, how they speak. You can see if they have a lisp or anything like that. And so, it's more expensive to do it this way. You have the camera equipment. We will have at least 4 cameras running, if not 5. So I think that's where, right now, that I see in Massachusetts, that it differs. Now, I'm sure somewhere down the line there's going to be more and more people doing it this way. And like I say, we have the ability to bring those tapes back, and so that as the next year the child's a year older, we can tape it, and so they have a progression of the child. They can see how they're growing. So again, if a child is abducted at 7, 8 years old, and we have 2 or 3 years, the police can see how the child has grown and can project how the child is going to grow. So I think that helps tremendously compared to the picture.
Well, through computer technology, if they have a certain growth level that they can view, through computer technology, they can project what a child would look like, say, at 18.
Correct.
Now, this has been going on for 18 months in Massachusetts by the Masons. And do they have a figure of how many that have been videotaped through this process?
At this point, there has been 20,000 children in Massachusetts videotaped in the last 18 months. 10% of those have been right here in this area, in what we call this district, which would be Brockton Masonic District. So that's quite a number, and it's growing daily. We have to schedule the cameras through Grand Lodge, 2 of the cameras, and then with the help of companies like Media One who support us with their cameras, and operators. There are some Media One operators that are also Masons, and so they come down and they operate the cameras. This is going to grow tremendously. Right now in Grand Lodge, there's about a 2 to 3 month leeway time just to be able to get the cameras now, whereas last year you could get them pretty fast.
So 2 or 3 months waiting period for cameras?
Just to get the cameras.
Wow.
So what a lot of the lodges are doing throughout the Massachusetts is, like I say, they're going to their local cable companies to see if they can help. And what has been nice, Fran, is the fact that I don't think anybody has turned me down on anything I've asked them for. Whether it be the local cable companies, whether it be the local businesses. We've got approximately 150 volunteers from this area that are going to be helping us on this. It's tremendous. The school districts, I've talked to all the superintendents, and it's been every answer, yes, we'll do it, we'll help you, we think it's a great idea. And so what I'm seeing from just a year ago when we ran it, that the support is tremendous out there. And like I say, it's just snowballing. this program. And like I say, it's unfortunate that it's snowballing, but it is, and we'll do what we can.
Oh, yes, it's unfortunate that there's a reason for it.
Correct.
But I understand you're practically going to be living up there for the 4 days.
Yeah, from 9 to 9. What happened the last time, which we didn't even realize it was going to happen, was we went to set up on a Friday at 1 o'clock. And it takes us a few hours to set up. And we had a line waiting before we could even, get the doors open, and the lines just didn't stop. And so we were only going to do it for a short period, but we just couldn't turn people away. And, we were easily at one point 50 deep, but we were able to get them in and out of there. People didn't wait a half hour because we ran so many cameras, and we strictly get them in and out of there. Some people might have had to wait 10 minutes before we interviewed them, but we had the process down pretty good. But it's an awful long time. We have some men who are going to be there all 4 days from 9 in the morning until 9 at night, and so it's...
Well, I'm going to be up there myself.
Yes, I'm sure.
And I got my wife to help me.
Well, that's the other important thing. I think that it's not... We're supporting this through Masonry, but it's not just Masons that are helping us. It's gone well beyond that. Now, down in Fall River, they ran this child identification program with the post office. And the post office employees came out, ran the cameras, did the interviewing, did the cards ahead of time. And what has now happened is the post office in Fall River has taken it upon themselves to want to run one of these every year. And so they're, with the help of Masons, running it. And so, as you said, your wife is helping, my wife is helping. We have some young adults that are going to help, the Rainbow, the Beam-A-Lay. The other thing that has happened is again, something I'm involved in many organizations, most of them charitable, and I've run a lot of different functions, but my phone has never rung off the hook like it has with this, with people just offering to help. I mean, today I've had 3 calls today alone, just offering, we want to be there, we can help you.
That's great.
It is, and it makes you feel good.
Right. Now, you mentioned the calls. You've also had a lot of calls from other people asking for information how to set one up, haven't you?
Correct.
Yeah.
There's an 800 number, I think it's running across the screen, of Grand Lodge that anybody can call who would like to see one of these programs being run, and Grand Lodge coordinates it so they can tell the person where one is being run for that weekend or whatever. And so obviously if someone wanted to run one in this area, they're going to patch them over to me because I'm the district awareness chairman in this area. And we would be more than willing to come out and help people. I mean, prime example of one that a gentleman's trying to run over in Brockton is opening day for Little League. They're going to have 250 kids there. I mean, we plan on doing in that 4 days 2,000 children. But it doesn't mean that it has to be done on that scale as well. I've seen them done as small as 9 children. It's an awful lot of work for 9 children, but I've seen it done. Like I said, the local Little League, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, we don't care. And if they want to get involved and have us show them how to run it, we're more than willing. And again, at no cost to anybody other than ourselves who are running it.
And if anyone has any interest in what we do and has any questions about Freemasonry, they can call the Grand Lodge number also.
Correct.
And they will put them in, either answer their question or put them in touch with somebody who can answer their question.
Correct. It's a growing, like I say, it's a growing program. It's something we're learning each day as we run these, how to try to make them a little better, how to do a little more. But right now, the comments, I think from in August when we ran it to now, the difference that I just see in our own friends is tremendous, only for the fact that the comments that we received when we ran this last time. And it just made your heart feel great that you were even involved in such a program. And like I say, it snowballed, and we're going to go gung-ho this time.
Well, unfortunately, last year I couldn't be there for other reasons. But this year I will be there and do what I can to help.
we're going to need your help and everybody else who can help.
Well, we're going up, well, maybe I shouldn't say this on TV, but we're going up Wednesday afternoon to set up.
Yeah.
And then we'll actually start operating on Thursday morning at...
Correct. We'll also be on BET Wednesday morning, and then we will be setting up, and more than likely the same thing that happened the last time. If someone's there and wants us to videotape their child, we're going to do it. We're not going to turn anybody away. But and this process behind the scenes, I mean, started 6 months ago. It just didn't happen overnight.
Yes, I know. I've written a lot of letters to the various companies soliciting donations, and from all the lodges too.
And like I say, right now this is the big emphasis. We would like everybody to get to know masonry around this CHIPS program, but as I said earlier, there are so many other things that Masons do that people don't even realize. I had mentioned the Shrine Hospital. There are 22 hospitals throughout the United States, all burns, handy kids, for prosthetic devices, things like that. Again, it cost $130 million to support these hospitals, and I don't know if you know anybody who's been in the Shrine Burns Institute, but we won't accept any money from anybody. And, between things like that, like you said earlier, the blood drives, pancake breakfasts, scholarships, every lodge I know here in Whitman, and I know Hanson as well, Pawtucket. We do scholarships through the CSF. I mean, we've never stood up and taken the recognition that I think we're deserving, like other organizations, and we're finding that it is time that we stand up and get some recognition.
Right. Too long we've been the Quiet Society, known as the Quiet Society.
Correct. Correct.
But it is a great organization, and I've been reading some of the history of Freemasonry, and of course some of the books, John Robinson, Born in Blood, Pilgrim's Path. You can go to most any library in the country and find all kinds of books on Freemasonry to explain what it is and how it started, what they believe it started. They don't really know, because a lot of the records have been lost or destroyed.
But weren't most of the signers on the Declaration of Independence?
There were 13 of them, I think. I'm not sure of that, but the Boston Tea Party was supposedly Mason.
We don't want to admit to that.
Well, it was rebellion against tyranny, taxation without representation. But they thought enough of it that it is believed strongly that the Boston Tea Party were all Masons. A good portion of them were Masons. To show the British tyrant that we wouldn't put up with it anymore.
Paul Revere, Ben Franklin.
Paul Revere was the Grand Master of Masons in Massachusetts.
George Washington.
He was a Master of a Lodge in Virginia. Harry Truman was a Grand Master of the Grand Lodge in Missouri. There were many, many famous people. Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, John Wayne, all Masons. Red Skelton, he just passed away recently, was a 33rd degree Mason. I forget where he joined, but he was a 33rd degree Mason.
Well, when you say 33rd, I think people also hear the terms York Rite, Masonry, Scottish Rite, and again, what people think is these are all different organizations, but they aren't.
No.
They're all Masons, and you have to be a Mason to belong to any of those organizations.
The primary focus of Masonry is on what they call the Blue Lodge, the first 3 degrees of Freemasonry. The others are called appendant bodies, and it goes on and teaches through plays and skits, emphasizing the lesson that you learn in the first 3 degrees. So they're no more a Mason than a 3rd degree Mason. But it's just, like they call it, a pendant body. Rainbow is a part of the Masonry, Eastern Star, the Malay, the Grotto. It's all part of Masonry.
And they all do their own.
And they all have their own philanthropies that they donate to.
Correct.
Yes.
And
Now, you mentioned that there are 8 lodges in the district. Who are they and where are they?
We have Baylor Sanford in Brockton. We have Fellowship in Bridgewater, Sheridan Lodge in Whitman, St. George Lodge in Brockton, John Cutler in Abington, Paul Revere in Brockton, Setauket in East Bridgewater, and Wampatuck in Hampton.
Now, the process of the registration, you said, takes 4 minutes. What is the process? How does it go about?
Well, I think it's when I said 4 minutes, I meant the videotaping is 4 minutes. One of the questions, as we alluded to earlier, 2 questions people are always asking me is how much does it cost? And I just can't stress enough it's free. But second, do we keep anything? Do we keep copies of the tapes or anything? Because the parents are concerned about that, and rightfully so. And the answer is no, we don't keep anything but a registration card. And the process is this. You come up to us, you have to be a legal guardian or a parent. We will not videotape any child without the permission of the parent or legal guardian. You come to a registration desk, it's a one-piece card, and basically what it says is you're giving us permission to videotape your child. That goes into Grand Lodge and strictly is used at Grand Lodge for reference purposes. We do not sell off lists. We don't do anything with that. It's strictly for our own purposes and the fact that someone's given us permission.
For our own protection, then.
Correct. So then what we do from there, it takes a minute to fill that out. It's not a big deal. You just put your name, address, and again, we don't call you. We're not looking for anything. You won't hear calls down the line. People get concerned about that. And like I said, it just stays up at Grand Lodge. That takes about a minute. You then go over to a booth that we have set up. Now, the parent stays right with the child the whole time. We have a height chart. The child stands in front of the height chart, has their name on a card in front of them, and the child is right out of camera view. The parent is right out of the view, but is standing right there. We then start the interview process. It takes about 4 minutes. Once it's done, we hand the parent back the videotape. It has the fingerprint kit inside, and we have them do that at home. It's too messy to do it at the mall. Most people are there to go out to supper, to do some shopping, so we don't want them to get messy. We then have a viewing booth where they go over and they put the tape in and they view to make sure the tape came out right and everything, and if everything's all set, they're then on their way. And like I say, we'll have clowns there and balloons and things to keep the kids busy if the line does start. But we have enough cameras that people won't have to wait. So again, from the beginning process all the way to the end of viewing the tape, you're probably there 10 minutes total. And it's very fast. And again, let's say you have a family of 4 or 5 kids. It's not 10 minutes a kid because, like I said, we have 4 or 5 cameras set up. So what we do is we try to put the children in each camera so the parent can, get right out of there. So it's something we don't want to take a lot of the parents' time either.
Do you have any problems with fidgety children?
Every now and then, but the parents help us out with them. They stand right there. And like I say, you can tell, and the questions are quick and to the point. Again, people ask, do we write down their height, age, anything like that? And basically, those are the questions. We don't write it down, but we ask them. The color of your eyes, any distinguishing birthmarks. What do you like to eat? Where do you like to go? Questions like that. There was once a show out that kids say the darndest things, and I'll tell you, there are some very comical answers that come out of these kids.
Are there?
Yes. I can't mention some of them.
Okay. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
So don't forget the April vacation, school vacation.
Correct.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Right. And we're all going to be there, and we're going to have a grand time. Yeah. Videotaping children.
And I thank you for having me on the program with you, Fran. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to have you on the program. I think this is important, that we should get this message out to let the public know that, well, this is coming up, and what we're going to do with it.
I couldn't turn you down when you told me how much I get paid.
How much you get paid? The same amount I get paid, huh? Rick, thanks a lot for being on the program.
No problem. Thank you, Fran.
Thank you. This is Fran Foster saying good night. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
As a parent, you just never think it could happen to you.
There's over 800,000 children reported missing every year. That's 1 every 40 seconds.
When I grew up, I could go away for the day and my mom said come back at dinner time and we would roam the neighborhood free. You can't do those things these days.
To realize that so many kids are still going missing in this world is really unbelievable.
From a parent's perspective, there's nothing that could be worse. There's no worse nightmare.
The National Child ID Program is a program of the American Football Coaches Association. It was in response to Amber Hagerman being abducted in Arlington, Texas, and we saw Amber's mother struggle trying to find fingerprint and DNA information. If we could deliver an ID kit, an in-home fingerprinting kit, to each and every fan that had a child in the country, we could do great things.
I know as a parent, I would be much relieved to know that there's a program like this that allows my child to be identified.
Inside the ID kit is a complete set of fingerprints. There's a place for a picture, medical information, height, weight information. There's also a DNA swab.
All it would take is 3 minutes to sit down with your child and fill this card out, and now you know that you're prepared in case something ever happens.
We were approached by the American Football Coaches Association about the National Child ID Program. And when we took a look at it, it became just such a natural for the fire service.
Children are very near and dear to the hearts of firefighters. We interact with them every day on our job. We go out to the schools. We provide fire safety education. They come by for tours at the fire stations.
Firefighters are hometown heroes. They fight in our communities to keep us safe. And it's firefighters that if a child's missing in a community, they're out helping locate that child. So we thought it was a natural fit.
Firefighters are really good role models about getting the word out about keeping our kids safe.
This is a partnership between the locals and the CPF. We're going to personalize the envelope so each local can put their own logo on it. It's important to have the local involved and each firehouse involved and each member involved.
I expect that our local will become involved with this program, very proudly working with our communities, with our schools to get these kits distributed to as many children as we can in the community.
The goal of the Coaches Association and our goal is to make sure that every kindergartner in the state of California gets a kit that they can take home to their parents and they can fill it out.
When you're working with the firefighters in the largest enrollment state, 7.2 million children kindergarten through 12th grade, we can reach mass numbers and help protect millions of children.
They want you to be prepared and not scared. And I think if parents understand what they have to do and how they have to do it, then from that standpoint, now you can move on and you know that you're protected as much as you can possibly be protected.
And those who attended Money Smart Week at the Alpena Mall may have seen a program there called CHIP, which is utilized all throughout the state of Michigan. We spoke with the Alpena Hopper Lodge and the Sheriff's Department to learn more. The Child Identification Program, or CHIP as it's called, began in Alpena under the Hopper 199 Lodge after the suggestion of the Grand Lodge of Michigan. CHIP provides parents and guardians free of charge with a complete child ID package that has all information necessary to find a lost child.
Throughout Michigan, the total amount of children that have been screened is somewhere around 70,000. And although that sounds like a huge number, we still know that there's a lot of work to do.
The CHIP process is a quick one involving different stages for the child. First, the child gets a dental impression, which also provides DNA. Children then have their fingerprints scanned, weight and height measurements, and a picture along with a video taken of them.
Everything is captured in the computer and is burned on a CD. And our computer hard drives are wiped clean.
In the event that a child does go missing, parents then have the disc to hand over to law enforcement, who benefit greatly from the abundance of detailed information.
The program itself is not a chip that we put in the children, it's just the name of the program, but it really would help us, law enforcement, if a child did come up missing or if there's a parental abduction or something along those lines. And we're able to use that, if need be, to put an Amber Alert out through not only across the state but the nation if need be.
The fingerprints and DNA are key information for law enforcement, something that without CHIP they wouldn't have. Children are also encouraged to update this information on a yearly basis as the physical factors can change. Yet one misconception still stands. Although this is a child identification program, it is useful for even teens and young adults.
Your college student should be screened, and you should have this information because unfortunately we know that sometimes bad things happen on campus.
The cost is completely underwritten by Michigan Masons, and if you're interested in learning more about the CHIP events or even having one as part of an event you're doing, you can visit their local website, alpenahopper.org. Lindsay DeLucia, WBKB News.
In tonight's What's Working, there is a program in place to create identification kits for children. These kits can be used by law enforcement if a child is reported missing. And the program is run all by volunteers. News 5's Devin Walsh caught up with them as they were working with children at a summer safety camp at Spring Hill College.
We're going to place it on here, and you watch the screen, and it's going to jump up there. See?
The Grand Lodge of Alabama's Child Identification Program is in full swing at this urban survival camp at Spring Hill College.
But we got your paperwork. How you doing today?
These volunteers are putting together an identification pack for each child.
Look at this as an insurance policy, and we hope that they never get used, but in the event that your child ever does go missing, we think you'll be very glad that you have this information available.
Mike Griffon runs the program in Lower Alabama. He says technology changes mean fingerprinting is done digitally instead of using ink.
Now we're going to get a picture of you.
They also take pictures of each child and record a video.
We print out a form like this, which has the fingerprints and photographs and a couple of ID cards on the bottom of it. It all also goes on here, along with the video and the voice recording.
Volunteers say this puts vital information all in one place for parents if a child ever goes missing.
When you get upset when your child is missing, you can't always remember everything. So they can go somewhere and pull all of this information out and give it to the authorities, and they have that information just like that.
Having it is a consolation for the parent, and it's reassurance that if something happens, that they can help and not just have to worry.
What's so beneficial about this information is that once you hand it over to law enforcement, if your child is missing, they can enter it into the Amber Alert system immediately because it has all the characteristics about your child in one place.
But if they go to their sock drawer and sweep their hand through the sock drawer, they're going to find that envelope, and they can just hand that envelope to law enforcement and say, here, it's all in here. Fingerprints, photos, voice prints, the works. It's all in there.
It takes dedicated volunteers to run the program, but they say if it helps just one family, their efforts are worth it. For What's Working, I'm Devin Walsh.
My particular lodge got involved with the Child ID program about 5 years ago. Before that, we were just a lodge that did ritual, and we wanted to get out into the community. And so a number of us contacted Grand Lodge, Chris Siebenmark, and we started out with a elementary school in the area, and it was sort of successful. But then after that, we started, brainstorming, and we got into, like today, we're doing an air show here. And at this particular air show, we've done up to 300 children in 2 days. We all wanted to be Masons, but we also wanted something more than just the Masonry. So we wanted to, again, get out into the community and try and help people out. And we partnered with the Phoenix Lodge to get members from their lodge and our lodge together to help staff an event like this. So we've become very close with the Phoenix Lodge.
As being a Mason, I just came in and decided that I wanted to help do something. So we promoted the Child ID. It's a free program for children. We really enjoy our children and want to keep them safe. I've been a Mason for 15 years, and I'm trying to give back to the community. We're just trying to do a good job and help save a child.
Now, on other occasions, we've needed additional help. Our members were not available, so we brought in the D-Malay and the Rainbow Girls as well to help us do these events. And it's a great partnership because for us, we can staff the event, and for the D-Malay and for the Rainbow Girls, it gives them some community service. So it's just been really, really awesome.
I'm a pediatric nurse, and to me it's very valuable to see that our children are protected. Tomorrow we'll have a whole group of the youth that will be here. Even though we're not from the Plymouth Rock Lodge, we're supporting them because they don't have a youth group of their own. So it's some role modeling of what the Masons do and role models for the kids about what they can do and how they can be involved in the community.
I didn't know this existed before coming to the program tonight. It just seemed like a good idea to have record of my kid and information on file somewhere, so that way if anything ever happened to him or if anybody ever took him, then there'd be a better way of finding him.
The reason I'm interested in the Child ID program is because it just makes it easier, just in case, say, you do turn around and all of a sudden your child runs off. We've all had it happen. And it just makes it easier for you to find them without having so much stress and worry.
The information that the Masons get, I mean, it's just vital. It's great information. It's a lot of information. I mean, if you go on vacation and your child gets lost, you have that information with you. That's something you can give to the police. Somebody can be getting that information off of that CD about your child. You're looking for your child. Other police officers are looking for your child. More people who are out looking, the greater chance you have of finding, or a quicker chance of finding your child.
In doing these child ID programs for our particular lodge, it's a way to basically be out of the lodge setting. For the new guys coming into the lodge, they want more than just the ritual and things like that. They want to be in the community. And when the newer members of our lodge come out and help us, they get to know us, we get to know them. And for some of the elder members of the lodge that haven't been around in a while, they just hang out and, like a little bit of fellowship here and there. It's worked out really well for us. I think it can help open doors between Masons and the communities that they live in.
Welcome back. Who is a 32nd degree Freemason. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm here to talk about the Masonic Child Identification Programs. In 2024, over 460,000 children were reported missing. The Masonic Child Identification Programs are supported by law enforcement because they provide a critical measure of preparation for parents so when a child goes missing. Because when your child goes missing, you're going to be just inundated with fear and panic. And where's my child? where's my baby?
Yeah.
What do? You get that adrenaline rush, and you're not going to be thinking straight. And the things that the law enforcement needs to know is, height, weight, hair color, eye color, digital pictures, fingerprints, all these different things to help positively identify your child. And the Masonic Child Identification Programs assist parents in being able to consolidate all that into one package that they can have at the ready, because when they hand that over to law enforcement, about 30 to 45 minutes later, it is nationwide on the Amber Alert system. And now it's not just you looking for your child, it's everybody. And that little bit of time, those seconds matter, because it makes the difference between being able to get your child back or not.
We're looking at state by state. Each state has their own program, but it kind of works collectively, like you said, if something were to happen.
Yes. Most states have a Masonic Child Identification Program. Some of them work differently, but you would organize or help find out when an event is by contacting the Pennsylvania Grand Lodge, or here in Altoona, you can contact Mountain Lodge number 281, and they would be able to help get an event set up or let you know where the next ones are at.
As far as getting your child enrolled, obviously kids continue to grow. How does that, get updated? How often should you be updating that information?
Well, you would want to be able to update it as frequently as possible, because yes, the kids grow so fast and things change so much with them, and that's why it's important to keep it updated on a regular basis. Now, if your state, Pennsylvania does have a program, but if they didn't, they could use the FBI's Child Identification app, and you can get it on Android or iPhone, and you can just keep that right there as well. And that's at least something that will help be able to consolidate all that information.
What are some of the, misconceptions or myths that you guys typically hear within the program?
Well, the biggest misconception, and it's quite ridiculous when you do understand everything, is the Child Identification Program is shortened to CHIP. And people hear chip and they think that we're going to actually put a chip into a child.
Oh, no.
Well, there's nothing invasive about this. This is only consolidating information, and your kid's not a dog and we're not vets.
Right.
And once all that information is consolidated, we keep none of it. All the information is completely wiped when the parent receives the package, and the parent is the only one that has that. They have full control of it. Nothing is kept by us, and nothing is handed over to law enforcement. That's the parent's decision.
So it's just kind of there if you need it.
Yes, absolutely. Because it's about being prepared. Because as we were stating, when your child goes missing, you're not going to be thinking straight. You're not going to be thinking about, well, how tall are they right now? When was the last time I made the mark on the wall? How tall they are, what are they weighing? And especially some of the kids today with what color is their hair? Is it pink this week or purple? All these types of things come into play. And when a parent is in that state of panic and fear, they're not going to be thinking straight, and this package helps the parents to be able to get that straight over to law enforcement and get the process started.
Of course, just like any other document or thing that you have on file. It's not like you prepare for this kind of thing to happen, but if it were,
correct,
comes in handy.
Yes, just like emergency contact information.
Very good. Well, where can we go for more information?
Well, here locally, you can go to PA.GrandLodge.org, which is the Pennsylvania Grand Lodge. And from there, you'll be able to identify the Masonic programs there for the Child Identification Program.
Okay, get them registered. Is this something you recommend, as early on as,
from birth to 18.
Wow.
And it's a completely free program.
Okay.
And one of the things that's a little bit different as well that some people take advantage of, it can also be used for seniors. So, if somebody's having dementia or some type of other mental issue, it goes into the Silver Alert system.
Okay.
So, same idea, it just applies to seniors as well.
That's wonderful, because we do get those types of alerts, and these things do happen. So obviously having that updated information, photos on file, all that stuff just to check off your list is, gives you some peace of mind.
Exactly. Preparation.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tim.
Pleasure being here.
The Missouri Supreme Court has an August 1st execution date set for the man who kidnapped and beat 6-year-old Casey Williamson to death nearly 21 years ago. Johnny Johnson convicted of murder, armed criminal action, kidnapping, and attempted forcible rape. Johnson was 24 years old when the murder took place. Since Casey's death, the Williamson family put together a foundation in her memory. Margie has more on the event the family organized centered around keeping your child safe. Margie.
Ty, thank you. Yeah, Casey's family has teamed up with the Valley Park School District to teach your child life-saving skills through a safety fair. Casey's great aunt is the organizer of the event. Della Steele and Rodney Klein is with the Missouri Child Identification Program, and they're here this morning with more on this safety fair. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Yeah, and Della, we'll start with you. And you began doing this because you wanted to empower other children to have these safety skills.
Absolutely. We feel like if kids are exposed to information, and especially if you can have hands-on activities and ways for them to learn, they retain that information. And then if they find themselves in a situation that they need to rely on those skills, at least they have them and they're less likely to panic.
Yeah, absolutely. And it covers a lot of things, from water safety, bike safety, fire safety, railroad safety. It kind of covers the gamut.
Yeah, we try to have someone there to touch base on every possible safety occurrence that could impact a child's life.
All right, and one of those very important things and tools to have is through the Missouri CHIP program. Tell us about that, Rodney.
Yeah, thank you. Missouri Child ID is what it stands for. We do not put a chip in any children. What we do is we key everything in. We take 3 photos of the children, a front and both sides. If the hair is covering the ears, we have them pull their hair behind their ears because ears is distinctive as fingerprints. Then we do a fingerprint, digital fingerprint, digital photos. After we do all of that, we put it on one of these little thumb drives. It's about the size of a credit card, so the parents can keep it in their wallet, take it along. They're in a store, something happens, they can give it to the police. Within a couple of minutes, an Amber Alert can be issued. We also do a dental sample, a dental bite on one of these little wafers that we put in the water, we soften it up, the child bites on it, gets the imprint of the teeth, the DNA, and scent in case dogs have to smell for them. And we've done events before with search dogs doing demonstrations with these.
Yeah.
And like within a couple of minutes, they find the child, and it's terrific to see them do it. It's all free of charge. We do not keep any information. The only information we keep is a permission form. If you've done one before and you have the thumb drive with you, you could bring it along with the envelope and we can do an update.
Yeah.
Free of charge again.
Very nice.
But if they've had it on the disc that we used to have, we can't do any updates on it.
Okay, so get your new one, that's for sure. Tell us when this is taking place.
Well, it's taking place tomorrow. Starts at 9:30, from 9:30 to 1:30. And like you said, we have every safety organization I can think of to be there. And kids learn a lot and they have fun. Since we do touch on some serious topics, we have fun things there for them, like games and face painting, and everything is free, even lunch.
All right, very good. Della Steele and Rodney Klein, thank you both so much for providing this service in this community. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break and we'll be back.
The hopes and dreams of every parent live within their children. Our sons and daughters are our future, and there's no greater measure of our nation's compassion or our humanity as a people than how we protect, raise, and care for our children. Yet incredibly, every year, nearly 800,000 children are reported missing. That's 1 every 43 seconds. While most of these children return home safely, the death or disappearance of just one child is a price that no parent should have to bear, and no civilized society should accept. Most parents don't have the items that might save their child's life ready at a moment's notice. The stress of the situation can interfere with the ability to collect accurate and complete information, and every moment is critical to recovering a child safely. That's why the Masons of Minnesota are pleased to offer a comprehensive child safety program that provides critical tools and information authorities need if your child is missing. The Kids ID volunteers help create identifying materials for a child free of charge. The kit contains fingerprints, a physical description, a video of the child, and a DNA sample. Besides capturing appearance and voice, the video includes questions tailored towards a child's age group and can assist in finding children who might be missing.
Well, I think it's important to keep children safe and have safety procedures in place in case something should happen, because you never want it to happen to you.
And I think this program is so important because it enables you to have everything put together if something happens, for you to just go to the authorities and give them everything right away instead of trying to gather it all.
In a blink of an eye, these kids can disappear. And when we're in a panic mode, it's very hard to think straight. But if you have the packet already and you can turn it over to the police immediately, there's so much better chance of returning the children safely.
The Masonic Kids ID program operates with strict confidentiality, with all data on portable computers being saved to a DVD and given to the parents. All the information is completely deleted from the computer immediately after the DVD data has been written. Of course, the best way to ensure a child's safety is to do whatever possible to be sure the child is not placed in precarious situations. To that end, the Kids ID program has materials available from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children on how to talk to a child about ways to keep them safe. The Masons have developed the tools, management skills, and volunteer network necessary to make Kids ID one of the most comprehensive child recovery and identification tools in the country. Taking only a few minutes to complete, the Kids ID program is quick, safe, and reliable.
Well, we're very happy that Forest Lake Lodge is able to put this program on for the community. It's a big asset, I think, for the families and security for them to know that their kids are well identified in case that they ever need to have that.
We have no greater responsibility than ensuring the safety of our most precious and vulnerable citizens, our children. And by participating in the Kids ID program, we can ensure that many more of these terrifying situations end with tears of joy, a loving embrace, and a reunited family.
All right, so parents here in Connecticut are now able to track their children with this new CT chip, it's called.
Yeah, the Connecticut Freemasons are bringing this program to communities around the state, also to Barberino Nissan. It's happening on Saturday. And joining us today from Barberino Nissan is the executive manager, Brittany Barberino, with CT Chip volunteer, April Mercure, and Frank Mangero. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Brittany, let's start with you. Why did you guys decide to have an event like this?
It's a great event. It's free for parents, and it gives you a kit where it lets you identify your child if something were to happen to them, and it saves hours for police work, and it's really, really important.
And how did the Freemasons become involved in this and sort of
Well, actually, the Massachusetts Freemasons were doing this, and in 2003 we brought it to the state of Connecticut. And it was a very archaic system then, recording on VHS tapes.
Wow.
And it's evolved to be on DVDs, and now it's on a flash drive. And we have this little flash drive that has the information, height, weight, hair color, eye color, and then we also do dental imprints, DNA swab, and which is also a scent sample, pictures, and a video of the child. So if your child becomes missing, you can give this pack to the police, and within an hour or so they could have an Amber Alert out there with all the pertinent identifying information.
Wow, this is crucial. I mean, why wouldn't parents everywhere do this? It's so important to have on hand.
It's a really good program.
You would be amazed how many parents are apprehensive, and it's like, what do you have to lose?
Right.
You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. It's very remarkable.
And what's been your experience with the program, April? What have you seen from it?
I've been thrown into doing most of the dental, so I'm sticking my fingers in their mouths.
Yeah, okay. You're like, I'm glad I got tasked with that one.
Yeah, but I'm sure parents are so happy once they go through this and to have this handy.
Absolutely, and the kids are apprehensive too, but then once they do it, they're like, can I do it again? Can I get the fingerprints done again? I'm like...
Yeah, it's a free program. It's free for the parents. You know, we volunteer our time, the Freemasons in Connecticut. There are 9 districts. We have 9 different setups in Connecticut. And so at any given time on any weekend, there could be a number of CHIP events going on throughout the state.
Yeah, well, it's great that you've been able to partner up with Barberino Nissan, and it's great that you're able to serve the community in this way. And we have all the information right here, all the details, so please go to that event, support them. It's all going down this Saturday, April 13th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we want to thank...
And maybe get a car while you're there.
Absolutely. Right? Why not?
The new Nissans are beautiful.
Well, there you go. It's a win-win for everyone. Thank you all for being here and for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. More style coming up after the break.
Just for Your Kids Monday. As you know, this morning we are joined by Ed McCullers to tell us about an important program for parents out there.
I'm here to tell you about the Southwest Florida Masonic Center Child ID program. The Masons from Lee County and Southwest Florida, and basically from the entire state through the Grand Lodge, are put on a child ID program. To 2,000 children a day are reported missing. Wow. And as a service for the community, we're providing this at no charge. Okay. It's endorsed by the Florida law enforcement, and we provide a CD with photographs, fingerprints, and voice that is given to the parents. And we're also having a blood drive for the Lee Memorial Blood Bank, where our tourists are starting to return, and we're trying to, as a service to the community, replenish the blood bank for our
residents coming in.
For all the tourists coming back.
That's right. And is all this happening on the same day?
October 20th, next Saturday at 1086 Metro Parkway, which is 1 mile south of Colonial on Metro. We're going to have the bounce houses there. We're going to have the SWAT team there, some fire trucks, and Randy Wainwright, local author, is going to be there with some books that will be available, and we're going to have a great time and make it a good event, and hopefully do some good things for the community.
Yeah, and again, just tell us, why this is so important that parents, really have this sort of thing at their fingertips, God forbid, in case of an emergency.
Well, again, if you should find yourself in that circumstance, you'd sure like to have that information available. And we don't retain any of the records. They're given to the parents, and there if you need it. We do this every year, and it's a good service for the community and for the parents.
Absolutely. Well, Ed, it's a great thing you guys are doing. We appreciate it, and thanks for coming by this morning on Fox 4 Rising.
Thank you for having us.
You bet.
Hi, I'm Benjamin DiNardo from the St. John's Masonic Lodge here in Van Lake Hill at 94 Main Street. I'm here today to introduce you or show you, if you have already seen, the Masonic Chip program that we're running, that we've been running for the last year and a half or so. We've had a couple of successful clinics. What it is a child identification program, and I have some documents over here to show you what it looks like. It's a program where we basically put together a package of identification pieces for the children and also for the parents. We take digital image of your fingerprints, of their voice recognition, photos, also all of the information necessary to the child, such as their address, their location, their phone numbers, and everything else. We burn this onto a CD, which is then given back to the parents and put away in the safe spot in case of any emergency. Of course, we don't wish that on anyone, but in the event, it's always better to be prepared. Also in the package, you get a DNA swab, which is taken on the inside of the child's mouth, and then the parents will put it in the bag so there's no contamination, and you just put that away with your package as well. So all of this together, once, if anything ever happens, if in the event of something happening, you would give this to the Ontario Provincial Police, and they would be able to upload that into the Amber Alert program, which is then broadcast throughout North America on the Amber Alert system within about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes maximum. This is an amazing program, and like we said, we hope that nobody ever gets to use it, but we really want to push that everybody gets a chance to get this done. Now, the important parts are, this is absolutely free to the parents. There's no charge. It's sponsored by the Masons of the Eastern District, and we take care of all the charges. And we have an upcoming clinic. Next weekend, the 21st, on Sunday the 21st of September, it'll be held during the International Food Festival here in Van Kill. The location is going to be either at the fire hall or at the lodge. That's still decided, but for sure if you come by the lodge, there will be people there directing you to the right place for the clinic. Again, completely free to the individual and worth the time. Us as the Masons, we don't keep any record of anything except for your signature authorizing us to take the information, and then you keep all of the information for the child. So really, it's a great program. It only takes a couple of minutes, and it's definitely something worthwhile to have as a security for you and your child.
Masonic Child Identification Programs, CHIP, are a charitable initiative by North American Masonic lodges to aid in the identification and recovery of missing children. CHIP programs are supported monetarily at the Grand Lodge level, and are staffed by volunteers from subordinate lodges as well as law enforcement and dental professionals. The CHIP programs allow parents the opportunity to create a kit of identifying materials for their child, free of charge. The kit contains a fingerprint card, a physical description, a video, computer disc, or DVD of the child, a dental imprint, and a DNA sample. The purpose of the kit is to provide critical information to the public and to law enforcement in the event that a child goes missing. The program has been lauded by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The videotape or DVD, besides capturing appearance and voice, includes questions tailored toward the child's age group and can assist in finding children who might be missing for other reasons besides abduction. The Masonic Child ID program has been referenced by state and local law enforcement agencies as their model for establishing this service. The difference between Masonic CHIP and others is that municipal and law enforcement agencies typically place all data that is collected, including fingerprints, into a database. The Masonic Child ID program operates with strict confidentiality, with all data on portable computers being removed from systems immediately after the DVD data has been written. If a DVD or video is lost by a parent or guardian, they can simply have another created free of charge by attending another Masonic Child ID event. References, external links, Masonic CHIP National website.
This is SpaceCoastDaily.com, here with Bill Orblich. He's the PDD and Grant Coordinator for Vera Elks Lodge 2817. Today, he's helping out with a great program to help parents with their kids in a child ID program. Could you tell us a little bit more about this program and how the Elks got involved?
Well, the Elks has always been concerned about helping kids in the community and neighborhood. We actually came across the Masonic Child ID program. One of our members saw them at a park and went up and talked to Rod, their district chairman, I think he is, and asked if they'd be happy to attend a function we had for a back-to-school program at the end of July. And he said certainly. So they showed up, and processed almost 70 children we had for the Back to School program. We had a luncheon for them, backpacks filled with school supplies just to help needy kids get back to school. So.
And so today we had Rockledge Little League, and how many years have you guys been hosting this?
This is the first year we've hosted Rockledge Little League. In the past, we've hosted Sun Tree Vieira Little League, but we had a member that had contact from Rockledge Little League, and we had grant money available that we received from the Florida State Elks Association Harriana Trust Fund that we could fund. I think it was $1,000 we donated towards the Rockledge Little League to help them with kids in the program.
And if you had to guesstimate, I know today you still haven't gone through all the numbers probably, but if you had to put an estimate on it, how many kids do you think you guys have helped ID with their parents and with this program?
Between the two functions we've coordinated with the Masonic group, I would say at least 100 to this point, and we have a huge function at Christmas time where we will have in excess of 100 children, and they've already committed to coordinate with that. So basically every children's function we have, they'll be here to help coordinate, and I've also talked to other lodges, the other 10 lodges throughout our district, giving them the information to contact them for any children functions they have.
Well, it sounds like a great thing for families here in Brevard County just to know that there's that extra level of safety for their kids. If anything, were to go wrong and they were to go missing, it's great to know there's organizations that are coming together like this to keep the kids safe. Thanks.
Shriners, and they will be there inside the mall with their child ID program. And Joe Alvarado, the past chairman of the Zelza Shrine Outreach Clinics, is here to join us and tell us more about this. Thank you.
Well, it's our pleasure. It's a great job, and we love what we do.
Yeah, and you, I mean, I say past chairman, but you're still very active.
Very active in my shrine. The children are what keep me going, and I love it.
And you were saying you serve, what, hundreds of children?
Yes, we've hit the 1 million mark of the children already with the Shriners.
Okay. And
since we initiated.
That's
and locally, we're doing probably around 750 to 800 children on a pretty steady basis. We cure one, another one pops up.
Right.
But it's been wonderful. It's been a great experience for me just to be a small part of this.
Sure. Tell me about the Child ID program so
Okay.
people know when they come to the health fair what they can expect. They come in the Boulevard Mall, you're going to have a table set up, and what can they
We will
bring
have
their
our
child?
table set up and our people ready. There'll be 3 or 4 little computers set up, and we will take the information from the child, the height, weight, photo, particulars on the child, and a photo. So we will put it all together into one little card. That card goes to the family. The information that's in the computers goes away. We don't keep it. It just disappears. So that then is for use by the family in case the unfortunate thing happens that a child may be abducted or missing or somehow gone. It will assist the police in finding the kid or identifying the child. The second purpose, which is our side of it, and that is that we look in anywhere from 150 to 200 children, we find maybe 1 or 2 that are in need of our medical care, our specialized medical care. And we're not competition with a local medical facility, medical community. We're simply augmenting it. We have some very high specialized areas that we really are good at. And so we help the children there. The 2 or 3 children that we get out of the 100 or so are just gravy because we are helping the community, the children, and finding these wonderful children.
Wow, and these services are free?
They are free. We do not charge anyone who cannot pay.
That's incredible.
Doesn't have the ability to pay. And we've been doing this since the early 30s. So we've been at it for quite a while. We've hit the million mark a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And these child ID cards, they're important to have, right? Everyone should have one. For their
They
family.
are. We've done, I don't remember the amount. We started in probably 2005. I don't exactly know the amount we've had up to now, but just to date, from January, we've hit 25,000 children.
Yeah, and we had a picture up there of your truck and trailer, and you guys use that to kind of
Yeah, to
have
kind
your
of
services.
attract them and bring them in. And if we're in a convention or someplace, we park it and make it easy for them to go through the trailer and then come out.
Got it. Listen, we look forward to
Beautiful.
having you at the health fair. You guys
we're
are so
excited about it,
helpful in the
too.
community, and we just really want to let people know what you do, and we're glad you're going to be a part of this. It's going to be great. And again, want to remind everyone, it's at 10 a.m. It's at the Boulevard Mall. It's our 13 Connects Live Well Health Fair, and it's this Saturday, and a lot of us folks here at Channel 13 are going to be there. Come say hello. It's a free event. It supports healthy living with whole health services and medical screenings for the entire family. And to learn more, you can visit ktnv.com/livewelllv. America First Credit Union and Subaru of Las Vegas are a sponsor of 13 Action News. Thank you for joining us.
Join us this Saturday, August 19th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Waynesville High School for a free Child ID event, courtesy of the Missouri Child Identification and Protection Program and the Brethren of King Solomon Masonic Lodge No. 15 at St. Robert. Microchip is a comprehensive child identification program designed to give Missouri families a measure of protection against the ever-increasing problem of missing children. Photos, fingerprints, and other identifying information about your child will be collected and arranged into a format used by law enforcement, assembled into a packet, and given to you, the parent, for safekeeping. The data is never stored. The Missouri Masonic Children's Foundation works with local Masonic lodges to provide this program free of charge to every Missouri family who participates and has been instrumental in the recovery of several missing children. To register your child for this program, be at the Waynesville High School at 200 GW Lane in Waynesville, Missouri from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or visit mochip.org for more information.
Well, basically what it is, Freemason supports everything with children. We're giving out free child IDs. And what we do is we give you a ID card, which Harold has in his hand here. It's laminated, or it's a plastic card. We give a free DNA sample, thumbprints. All the information is put on and it's all given to the parents for their information in case something happens. They have something to give to the police in case the child is lost. It's absolutely free. It's completely private. We don't keep any information. Once they fill out the form, all we keep is their signature that gave us permission to do this, and we return everything back to them.
And so these cards are to be given, like you said, in case of emergency. Why is it important to have these in the emergency situation? How can they be used?
Okay, when the kid is comes missing, okay, the parent becomes frantic. They won't know anything about their child at that point. So with having the DNA sample and the card, they can hand everything to the police officer, and they don't have to worry about anything. All the information is there.
Because in the situation, you might not be able to think straight, remember the height, weight, hair color, and especially having the fingerprints and DNA is super important.
If the worst case scenario happens, the DNA helps identify them.
And also, if they're missing, there might be some investigative tools there too as well to help find them.
Right. Yeah, it has the parents' address, phone numbers, has everything for to contact them if they need more information.
On the back of the card has all the parents' information on it. Okay, and the front of the card has their picture and all their identification, birthmarks, any kind of scars or any kind of medical needs if they need, medication or whatever the medical needs are.
Are you guys going to be doing this anywhere soon, or how can a person get a
If
card?
they contact, Harold is the worshipful master of Nellis Lodge this year, and if they contact him, give him your number, we can schedule it. Any event that you have, we're more than happy to come and participate.
They can contact me at any time, even after this year, okay, and we will schedule it for them. And my number is 702-336-8461.
Hello, little boy. How are you today?
Good.
My name's Shane, and I'm going to be taking some of your information down to put on a CD so that I can give it to your parents if you ever get lost, okay? Okay, so we're going to start by asking you some questions. I need you to answer them for me, and I'm going to type them into the computer, okay?
Okay.
Okay, what's your first name?
Matthew.
Okay, and your middle name, I think your mommy told me is Jeffrey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your last name is?
Robert.
Roberts, okay. And said here, your mommy told me that they call you Buddy, is that right?
No.
No? Do you have a nickname at all?
Rops.
Rops? Okay. Okay, and you're a male, you're a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got your, okay, you're 100 centimeters and 27 kilograms. Your eyes are hazel. Your hair is light brown. Do you wear glasses?
No.
Okay, your birthday, I think your mommy told me was October 9th, right? Okay. Okay, your phone number is at 555-7613. And your address is 159 Ironwood Avenue. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to take your fingerprints. So I need your right hand.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start with your thumb. You ready? Good. And your index finger. Good. And your middle finger. And your ring finger. And your little finger. Good. Now I need your thumb here in your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Next I'm going to take a couple pictures of you, okay?
Okay. With what?
With my camera that's still in the bag. That's okay, we got it.
Wow. And super tiny.
Well, we're going to do a video first. Oh no, Okay, look right at the camera for me, please. Good. Now, can you turn sideways and look over that way? Good. Okay, can you turn the other way? Perfect. Now, look at me and stick your tongue out or something. Perfect. Okay. Next, now we're going to get a movie. You ready? Okay, need you to pick up the microphone. Perfect. Okay, can you tell me your name, please?
Matthew Roberts.
And how do you get home from school every day, Matthew?
A bus.
A bus, okay. Where do you like to play?
At school.
Okay. Where do you go when you like to hide from your mom and dad when you're upset?
Underneath my bed.
Oh, okay. And what's your best friend's name?
I forget.
You forget? Okay, that's fine. And what color is your bike, dude?
Green.
Green. Perfect. Okay, well that's all I have for you, mister. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all of this on a CD-ROM that comes from this little kit right here. You see this little kit? I'm going to put all this information on a CD-ROM.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give it to your mom and dad. And your mom and dad are going to have this nice little swab for DNA for inside your mouth. And they're going to have this tooth impression that they can do at home. And then once that's all done, I'm going to print it all off. I'm going to print off a piece of paper like that.
Okay.
With your picture and everything on it. I'm going to give everything to your parents, and then they'll be able to keep it forever. And if you ever go missing, they'll be able to give it to the police anytime, okay? Well, it's nice meeting you, Matthew. It's nice meeting you, Matthew. You have a good day now, okay?
This is SpaceCoastDaily.com here with Rod Bornfield of the 26th District Masonic Lodge of Brevard County. Today they're enrolling kids in a child ID program. This helps parents with helping law enforcement in case there is a situation where their children are missing. Can you tell us some more about this program and how it got started, how long you've been involved?
Yes, we started up the program about 3.5 years ago, and since then the past fiscal year we've processed almost 1,000 children throughout Brevard County at different events. The program consists of compiling the child's information, fingerprints, DNA, and it's all the information is put on a CD and given to the parent in case something happens to their child. They can give this to the responding law enforcement. None of the information is retained. We do not maintain any type of database on the children. All of the information is given to the parent.
And we have a group here today, a group of Little Leaguers who are signing up. Now, do these families have to pay anything for this service, or is this sponsored? How is the funding handled?
The program operates strictly on donations. We do not charge anything for the program.
And you mentioned law enforcement. Does that include Brevard County Sheriff's Office, or are they partnering with you in this program?
Just recently, we partnered with Sheriff Wayne Ivey in the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and we are doing events sponsored by them, and they were helping to support us as well.
And if there are any other organizations around the county who see this program would be interested in getting involved, what's the best way for them to get involved with this?
The best way to get involved with this program is to call me at area code 321-637-0335.
We're glad to see so many kids who are and parents who are taking these steps to ensure that there's as much help as they can get if in case their kid ever does go missing, and we're glad to see you out here helping these families out. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Today, we held a Masonic Child Identification event. This free program provides parents with ID kits they can share with officials should their child become lost or abducted. The Child ID program is one of the most comprehensive of its kind and is underwritten by the Michigan Masonic Charitable Foundation. During a Child ID event, families move through a series of stations where volunteers record unique information about each child, such as fingerprints, voice samples, and other identifiable information. At the end of the program, information is assembled into an ID kit for parents or guardians to take home. The kit includes a photo ID card, a take-home dental impression kit, and a CD that contains vital information about the child, digital fingerprints, a photograph, and a brief video of the child that captures his or her mannerisms. When families are finished with the ID process, they are encouraged to put the kits in a safe, easily accessible location and to share the kit with law enforcement officials should their child become missing. Families can also make copies of the CD for others who might care for the child. They can take the kit on vacation, and they're welcome to repeat the program every 2 years to reflect the changes their child might go through. And it's all free of charge. It's just one of the many things Masons do to make their community a safer place. For more information about the Michigan Masonic Charitable Foundation, call us at 1-800-994-7400 or visit us on the web at mmcfonline.org.
Some questions, and if he needs prompting, have him answer. You know, tell him the answers. What is your name?
Yes, folks.
Great. How old are you?
4.
And what grade are you going into?
Kindergarten. Kindergarten?
Great. What's your best friend's name?
Connor Jones.
Okay, when you and Connor get together, do you like to play at your house or his house or both?
Both.
Both? Okay. Now, when you want to be alone, say you're sad or sick, or maybe you got in trouble with your parents, where do you like to go just to be alone all by yourself?
Room.
In your room? That's good. Okay, can you turn around in the big circle? Turn around, look at the camera. And with Titi smile, tell me, what are you going to be when you get out of school?
That's a good one.
Hi, Matt. Today we're going to get some information from you about yourself. And then we're going to take your fingerprints. We're going to take some pictures. What is your name?
Matthew.
And do you have a nickname?
Math.
Okay.
The Masonic Chip program uses modern police-approved techniques to create a child identification kit for the ones you love.
The purpose of the Masonic Child Identification Program is to provide parents with a readily available package of data that they can provide authorities in the event something happens to one of their children.
And not to worry, there are no microchips implanted in your child. The CHIP part of the name is an acronym for Child Identification Program.
Well, we gather the standard name, address, phone numbers, height, weight, eye color, you know, those things, special identifying marks, allergies, if any. We take photos, both facial photos and photos of the ears. We do a short video where the child, if they are able to speak, speaks directly onto the video. So we have a voice print of the child as well. And we take fingerprints, and we put all of this data on a CD and provide it to the parents. We also provide them with a swab for getting a DNA swab. And we also provide them with imprint where they can get an imprint of the child's teeth. So not only does it provide DNA as well as a swab, but it is also a source if you were using tracking dogs to provide a scent for the child.
Masonic Chip Ontario is funded through the money that is raised by their volunteers. And you'll often see them throughout the city at events such as the Teddy Bears Picnic, the CLE, and the spring and fall shows at the Sports Dome.
We do this free, by the way, for the public. Any parent can bring a child in. There's no cost to it, so we raise the money internally. But the equipment costs, the computers cost something like $3,000 each, and the kits are $3 each.
As this program is provided by the Masonic Grand Lodge of Ontario, there are little to no funds to provide the essential tools needed to expand. So the Masonic Chip Identification Program is looking to the Aviva Community Fund.
We're trying to raise funds through the Aviva Community Fund project, and that's www.avivacommunityfund.org, and our project number is ACF 13470, and we need to get a lot of votes from anybody interested in providing a vote for us. You go onto the site, you register. Once you've registered, you can sign in and vote for us on a daily basis. If we're successful with Aviva, we've asked for approximately $75,000 to provide another 15 computers and about 10,000 kits and 2 tents that we're trying to use as cover for when we're out in the field. Vote for avivacommunityfund.org and vote for ACF 13470. Masonic, let us help you help the ones you love.
Reporting in Thunder Bay, I'm Sarah MacArthur.
According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, there are almost 700 missing children in the state of Missouri. The Missouri Child Identification Program held an identification event at the East Hills Shopping Center to give parents a chance to make sure their children can be identified if they go missing or get abducted. I was able to get an inside look on how Microchip looks to lower the number of missing children. Since 2006, Microchip has been helping parents across Missouri get their children ID'd so that they can be easily identified if they go missing. When a child goes missing, it's only a matter of time before they can be harmed or seriously injured. But Microchip's process looks to save valuable time for parents statewide.
But the Microchip program contains about roughly 90 to 95% of the information needed to issue an Amber Alert, and once all that criteria is met for Amber Alert, local law enforcement can issue an alert through the State Highway Patrol in about 45 seconds statewide. So it saves valuable time when a child is missing and to try and find them in the event.
With the identification process including dental impressions, fingerprinting, and more, parents say the Microchip process isn't like any other.
Because there's nothing in this town like this, even for regular kids, but special needs children, I'm having a hard time finding anything. Well, nowadays you never know. I mean, somebody could be walking to school and somebody could pick them up. But special needs children, you don't know if they're going to get away from you. They may be nonverbal. It's really important.
With more and more children going missing every day, volunteers with Microchip say getting your child ID'd can be an effective measure into making sure they stay safe.
It can be very effective if they do it and keep it updated, and they should update it about every 2 years.
You never know when something's going to happen. They can be grabbed at a school stop. They can be various places, and if they have this information, it is much easier to be identified, and it has been used a number of times throughout the state.
Reporting in St. Joseph, Josepher Williams, KQ2 News. For more information on how to get your child identified, when Microchip will host their next event, or ways to keep your child safe from abductions, you can visit Microchip's website at microchip.org.
Lucifer, what is your problem?
Just that, sir.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, sir.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. How can you say anything bad about me?
Sir, you need to be born again.
I am born again.
Now, did you just say that you were Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy...
Virtuous.
Virtuous. Now, is he the Lucifer that God created? That's the same one.
Oh man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Oh,
Amen.
God bless you,
Amen.
brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light.
No.
And you're,
Hey, what
you're
about those
confirming
hospitals?
it. You know what, sir? Jesus said, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, we did not do these good deeds in your name? And you'll say, away from me, you workers of iniquity, I never knew you.
Jesus said it?
In Matthew chapter 5.
Mercy.
No.
That's hard to believe.
So you're a Christian and you don't know that. Actually,
No, I really am.
you are.
Because I'm pure and virtuous.
You're pure and virtuous, okay, yeah. In other words, you're perfect without Jesus, right?
No.
Okay, tell me about Jesus. Who is Jesus?
Well, he's my leader.
Is he the Son of God?
Yes, he
Is he the only worshipful master?
Yes.
Have you ever been called worshipful master?
No, because I've just been too busy. I've been working.
Working?
Been working to help people.
What
like
kind
you.
of work? Okay.
Get out of here.
See, this is what a Mason confesses, is that Lucifer is light. You heard